Hello and welcome to Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer, and who am I here with today?
Hey Lloyd, this is Charles. Charles Doze, aka Carlos Blueberry.
Oh, my beautiful Charles. What are you doing,
My
sir?
Lord. I was just sitting here, just thinking about you this whole time. And I've been sitting here for like a week because I haven't seen you in like a week. So I've just been sitting in my chair, staring, waiting.
Staring and waiting for me.
That's all I've been doing.
I have missed you, man. It's been since Wednesday, man.
It's been like 6 months, like 6 months, maybe like 10 years. I don't know.
I know. What'd you do for 4th of July? Anything?
Went and saw some of my family while trying to social distance.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. You?
I didn't do anything. I hung out at the house and just chilled, and it was glorious. Very
nice.
glorious. I had a great time not having to do a damn thing.
I like that ideal a lot. That's always the best thing to do.
So look what we've got. We've got our new platform up.
And I got a cookie.
Looks like a cookie. The platform looks like it's working good. You look like you're eating your cookie good. We apparently we have audio, we have video, we have all kinds of stuff, and it's looking beautiful. I'm so excited. Are you excited, Charles?
Man, I'm so excited. We have to show people this new platform and some of the fun stuff we can do. What can we do?
Well, we can do some fun, cool stuff, and I'm going to put this over in the comments if I can, if it'll let me. But you can donate $6.66, and you can summon El Diablo on your own. You don't have to wait for El Diablo to pop up. You donate $6.66, and that brings El Diablo in. Technology.
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 Yeah, somebody, Ben Early said Charles and Lloyd switch sides. The world seems off.
We're off. I apologize, guys. Lloyd did this. I just sit around and look pretty. So, what am I supposed to do?
Looks like we got to mention Richard Nettleton resubscribed to Prime. So everybody,
Ooh,
when you do stuff like that, you'll be able to see it right on the screen.
Man, that's awesome, guys.
Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
This is fancy, highfalutin, and I don't know what to do.
Highfalutin. I don't either, man. What are we going to do?
It's too highfalutin for me. I don't know what to do. It's too fancy.
I want to say hi to some people. Meredith, howdy. Meredith looks like Meredith subscribed at tier 1. Meredith has subscribed for 3 months. Currently on a 3-month streak. All right. Thank you, Meredith. That's so awesome. Thank you for your support.
We do love Meredith and her happiness and being here for us. We love it.
Yay. And Glows in the Dark says hi. How are you?
What's up, Glows in the Dark?
Let's see. Ascatel is here. We got Marisu27.
Yes.
Argento fan is here. Argento fan.
Oh, Argento fan. Argento fan. Up late to see us.
That's right. Scooby D 398 is here.
Scooby Dooby Dee.
Glows in the Dark says there is so much on screen. Ha ha.
There's so much, guys. Don't forget. I'm waiting for the first person to do the $6.66 to summon El Diablo.
I am too. I'm trying to send the message to Twitch to give everybody instructions, but for some reason I'm still having problems with that. But I did get it to YouTube, and I'll send it again so everybody can see it and know what's happening. So we've got a big show tonight, Charles. You put together one of the biggest years that we've ever done. Pretty exciting.
I said last week that 1987 was a hard year. Boy, guys, 1988 was like a demon from hell. It's just in my stomach. It was like, you have to do all these movies. So I said, screw it. I'm doing 30 movies on the screen with Lloyd. 30. We're doing them all. I got nothing else to do.
We're doing them all. We're doing it live.
Live. So, let's do it. Let's do it.
We're going to do it, Charles.
We're doing it live.
Bring up the agenda.
Massive agenda, guys.
It is a big agenda.
So if everybody remembers, we will be doing the Frightmare HQ auction in Sunday, the 26th of July. And I do plan on having an auction preview up and a way to pre-bid maybe tomorrow. I planned on it today, but it's a little time consuming because I have to load some stuff in there. I'm trying to get around using like an auction platform because they want you to pay them like $2,000 to use an auction platform. So like, no, we're good.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got it figured out pretty well, and it's just all whenever you're ready. Guys, Charles he's putting in the work and he's putting in the time for this auction. We're going to donate 20% of all the proceeds to Irving Cares. It's an amazing charity that needs a lot of help right now. A lot of people out of work. A lot of people need help right now. So Charles had this idea of the auction and sending a portion of it, and I want to recognize you for that great idea. It was amazing.
Yeah, just trying to, see what we can do to help people. That's kind of the thing we've been doing with all these streams, bring the fun of movies to people at the same time, try to help other people out,
Absolutely. It's very important that we give back, especially right now. Everybody is having a hard time, so we're going to make it happen. We're going to do it live.
We're doing it live. Me and the captain making it happen.
So then Saturday, we've already announced that we have the wonderful, beautiful, awesome Kathleen Kinmont joining us live on the show this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central. So we're super excited to talk to Kathleen. She has a new book coming out.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that. I think the title is I Should Have Been Nicer to Quentin Tarantino. So I have no idea what that's all about, but we're going to dig into it and find out this Saturday.
Let's do it.
We got a bonus episode Sunday, Charles.
We do.
Yep, Billy Pine. Bloody Billy Pine, who made some really great movies, but he's got one that's being re-released called Circus of the Dead. And that's coming out July 14th, from what I understand. And Billy is going to come on the show with us Sunday. Not 100% sure of the time yet, but we're going to get that figured out and let you guys know. Billy may also be bringing some surprise guests with him, too.
Ooh. I like to be surprised, Loyd.
Thanks, Cody Sheeby, for the follow.
Thanks, Cody.
And so we're going to talk about Circus of the Dead. We're going to talk to Billy Pine. And if anybody of you know Billy, you know that he's a maniac. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking with Billy. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And we should have a screening Saturday night, our weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly screenings. I can't remember what we're watching, but somebody was choosing it because I can't remember more than like 2 days in the past, guys. I'm sorry.
I know. I've totally lost it. So maybe
I was
reach out to
somebody,
us and let us know.
Somebody's got to remind me because our last show, we had a winner for Creep Show 2, and I have not seen that address yet. So you're out there. I can't.
That means I get it, Charles. Just send it to me.
Send it to Lloyd Cryer. I'm going to put a pair of dirty panties in it, right there. I'm going to put them on. I'm going to jog for 6 miles, drop them in there with a Hershey's Kiss in the middle.
Me You Fools joined us and followed us on YouTube, looks like, or on Twitch, because the YouTube version's about 30 seconds behind. Damn it, YouTube.
All right. Well, hey, it's what we can do. It's what we got, right?
It's what we got. So we're gonna make it happen. Do it live.
Scooby D was choosing. Yeah, it was Scooby D's choice. Scooby, I know it was your choice. I can't remember what you wanted to watch, or if you just wanted to watch me and Lloyd dance for 90 minutes, that could be a movie too. That one's available on Prime.
I'm up for it. Let's do it. I'm down.
All right. So for now, we're going to roll into 1988. 1988's big old stinky dirty year. Too much stuff.
All right. So looks like first up, pull up my agenda here. January 8th, 1988, rolled out Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Uh-oh.
What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's pretty awesome. Return of the Living Dead Part 2 was definitely not as good as the first one, but it was still fun. Still lots of fun. Kid Widerhorn directed it. He also wrote and directed Shockwaves and Eyes of a Stranger, I believe, which are fun movies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I've got the poster up here. It's La Divertida Noche de los Zombies.
It's a Spanish poster, and I love this poster just because the guy carrying the bride for some reason. I'm just like, cool.
All right. Works for us.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like the 80s, 80s, every 80s year was, a golden year because there were so many people worked on movies that, had really large careers afterwards. Return of the Living Dead, Robert Elswith was cinematographer, and he went on to do a bunch of stuff like Boogie Nights and 8mm, but he won an Oscar for cinematography on There Will Be Blood. And he also was nominated for an Oscar for Good Night and Good Luck. So, more Oscar people in these movies.
It seemed like Return of the Living Dead is one of those movies that I didn't like when it first came out. And then later you kind of grow an appreciation. I guess you start appreciating everything from the 80s later.
Yeah.
But, it definitely wasn't the same caliber as the original.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then they tried replacing the punk music with like heavy metal music. So you had all this heavy metal stuff on the soundtrack, which, I didn't really mind that so much.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much, it was kind of a rehash of the original is what it was.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, very, very much.
It's a fun flick to go back and watch now.
Yeah, it's a fun one to check out again. There's a Shout Factory Blu-ray out there that's pretty good. You can rent it on Amazon for like $3. So it is fun. Good one. I mean, like you said, not like the original, but at that time, there was this turn about 86, 87 where everything was moving to metal music. And of course, seen by some of the Metasploitation films that I did the video on. There were some fun ones out there.
Dude, that was a great video. If anybody hasn't seen that yet, go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's on our channel, so it's fun.
Except now for rewatching Black Roses, I can't get Lizzie Borden out of my head. So it's how I'm spending my entire day singing like Lizzie Borden. I have to, get up real high and everything, but it's a lot of fun.
I never got into Lizzie Borden. I was a big metalhead in the, like the mid to late 80s. But never got into them.
I don't like Lizzie Borden much either, except for the one song that's in Black Roses, which gets stuck in my head. All right, so we can jump up. All right, so this is a pretty good one. A little bit different. But so February 5th, 88, anthropologist goes to Haiti after hearing rumors about a drug used by black magic practitioners to turn people into zombies. It is The Serpent and the Rainbow, directed by Wes Craven.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Nice little psychological adventure, horror, action thriller.
I saw this in the theater when it first came out, and I really loved it. I loved Serpent and the Rainbow just because it was very different. And I love that Wes Craven always tried to draw from real life inspiration for his movies. And this was something that is based on true events. And I don't know if he read about it or what it was, but that's where it came from. Somebody had, an experience like this. Probably, definitely not as dramatized as this one was.
Yeah.
But, it's very interesting. and I do love this. I think that Serpent and the Rainbow is definitely one of Wes's best films, up there with Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched it a couple of years ago, and there's a couple of things that, for the most part, it still works. But there were a couple of things that didn't work anymore. But it's still a great movie.
Yeah, it's still a pretty great movie. You're right. It is kind of based on actual events. There's a book by a guy named Wade Davis, and he basically talked about his experience in Haiti, watching people apparently revive people from the dead with some sort of magic elixir or something. Somewhere I don't want to be, but it's got Bill Pullman in it, so fun little cast. Kathy Tyson's in it. It's a great movie. It's streaming on Cinemax. If you guys have Cinemax, Shout Factory has a Blu-ray out, and it's like $3 to rent on Amazon. So if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. It's not like a straightforward horror movie. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but I'd recommend it. If you haven't seen it, it's a lot of fun.
Yep, I'm totally down with that. It is a fun movie, and and then you can kind of go in and read about the stuff that really supposedly happened.
Yeah, these are the movies that kind of freak me out the most. Stuff that's like based on factual events. Things that are, could actually maybe happen, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So next up, we've got a cool little flick that I really like a lot, called Bad Dreams. I think this is a great flick. Dreams. What do you think about it, Charles?
I love Bad Dreams, and I pulled the trailer on here, but Bad Dreams it's another one that when I was younger, I watched it a lot, and I don't know why I watched it so young, but something about it I liked. I found it very, I guess, entertaining, I guess is the word, but it was just, I guess it's one of those things that just kind of blew my mind a little bit, because it was, I was reading a lot about cult leaders and stuff when I was maybe like 8 or 9, and I don't know, I liked this movie a lot. It's directed by the guy Fleming. He did The Craft with Bruce Balk later on. Has Bruce Abbott in it from Reanimator. So lots of fun.
It is, and there are some similarities with Nightmare on Elm Street. It's about bad dreams, and there's a guy that got burned really bad. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, people kind of, it kind of got it was kind of criticized because of the similarities between Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was like, it's not 100% like Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got its own little story, but there's that.
Well, let's go ahead and watch the trailer for this since you loaded it up. Let's check that out. Here we go.
Let's do it. I like the trailer.
As night falls, a new day begins. A day of unity.
Sometimes a single moment of madness,
Our love will never die.
can last a lifetime.
Come to me, Cynthia. You belong with us. Forever.
She was in a coma for over 13 years. Everyone she knew was killed in the fire.
And sometimes your worst nightmares begin the moment you wake up.
He's in there! He's alive!
Who's alive? I'm waiting, Cynthia. Keep your promise and join us, or I'll take someone in your place.
He wants us all with him! You're all gonna die!
Now.
Can you survive bad dreams?
All right. Can you survive bad dreams?
Can you survive bad dreams.
I think Nightmare on Elm Street told us no, you cannot survive bad dreams.
Yeah.
Well, the final
but
girl can.
The final girl can. Yeah, guys, Travis, you're right. Bruce Rabbit of Reanimator is in this. Richard Lynch is super creepy in this, you know, playing the little cult leader guy. He's in another movie, which we'll probably talk about when we go to the 70s, called God Told Me To, which is one of Larry Cohen's films.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. But that's for another time. Another time.
Another day, another time. Bad
Another
dreams.
year.
Good stuff.
Bad
Okay.
dreams.
So let's
All right,
move
guys.
on to one that's really awesome. You're up next.
All right, guys. So April 15th, 88, here we got a movie about an unwary teenager that falls into a deadly relationship with a centuries-old parasite that thrives on human brains.
What is it? What is it?
Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damage.
I love this movie. I'm putting the poster up.
Dude.
This is the Elmer poster.
Spanish poster. Elmer.
Elmer. I love it, man.
Elmer.
This is one of my all-time favorite films. I love Frank Henenlotter so much, and I think he created two truly classic films with Basket Case and Brain Damage.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Brain Damage is it's a lot of fun. It really is. And it's totally Henenlotter when you watch it. I mean, really, it's totally Henenlotter. Arrow Video has a release out, but it is streaming on Shudder, guys. I know you guys have Shudder, so if you haven't seen it, it's on Shudder. What else?
Arrow Video released it on a Blu-ray not too long ago, so
Arrow Video brought out a great Blu-ray.
it's a fantastic Blu-ray. So if you're a fan of that film, or even if you're not, I recommend it highly. So make sure you get it.
Yeah, it's one of those that, you know, it's perfect to add to your collection. And it's a great copy of it too. So
It really is. It's beautiful.
we had Henenlotter not too long ago. Not too long ago, it was about 2 or 3 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, I want to say it was 18 maybe, or 17. I don't know. Everything goes together for me at this point.
It all blends together, you know. It's just how things are. But I think a lot of people have seen Brain Damage. I don't think it's too obscure. I still run into people who haven't kind of seen it, and so it's a good one to turn people onto. It's a kind of it's got some comedic elements to it, guys. Yeah, lots of fun.
Wickedly funny. Wickedly
It's
funny.
wickedly funny. Wickedly funny. The tagline was, "Inside everyone's head lurks an Elmer."
Well, I don't know about that, but okay.
I got one. Mine's name is Joseph.
Joseph. Little Joey. I've met Little Joey.
Joey, you there? Hi, Charles.
Hi, Charles. Are you ready
Don't
for
you want to
your
do
injection?
things? Yeah. I'm excited. What do you want me to do? All right, guys,
Next
we're gonna
up,
roll on.
We're going to roll. Next up
Roll
is
indeed,
April
guys.
22nd, 1988. Frank LaLoggia released Lady in White.
Lady in White.
Uh-oh. I got you covered up with something.
Oh man, that's what you tell all the boys.
You know, Lady in White, it's a great flick, very highly rated. It's something that it was hard to find for a long time too.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to find. It still is kind of difficult. I mean, Shout Factory brought a Blu-ray out, and this is a constant theme with Shout Factory. But you'll find all these movies, and they're all out of print because that's kind of how Shout Factory does it. And you can still pick it up, but it's about $50 or so. It's not streaming anywhere. It's a great watch, though. I mean, it's kind of a mystery, bordering on horror, but you know, I'm a fan of it. It's not one to watch late at night when you're tired because you'll probably fall asleep. But it's good. I mean, it's good. What else can we say?
It's very well made, and you're right. It is something that, you know, it's kind of long and drawn out, but it's got a beautiful story to it, and it's very well made and very well shot. And but yeah, you'll want to make sure you're fully awake for this one.
Yeah, and definitely very well shot. And going on the trend of Oscar winners, I mean, the director of photography on this was Russell Carpenter, who won an Oscar for cinematography on Titanic in '97. So,
Oh yeah,
that trend, people keep that trend going.
I didn't know that.
A lot of, you'll find a lot of '90s and early 2000s Oscar winners started in '80s horror. There's so many that keep running into it.
Huh.
Yeah, Lady White's great. It's another one that was delayed for a long time. It was actually filmed in like '86, and it sat around for a couple years. You know, kind of a trend, but it's a great watch. Beautiful story, original story. I'd recommend seeking it out if you haven't seen it. I don't know about paying $50 to $60 at the Blu-ray's pulling, and it's not streaming anywhere, but I recommend getting it. I think when I looked, you can actually rent it on Vudu. Vudu's the only place that rents it. It's like $4 to rent it. So,
Okay, well that's not a bad deal. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If people want to check it out.
yeah, if you want to check it out. Sometimes Vudu is these sort of obscure movies. Vudu is like the only person who rents them on a stream. So I don't know. Vudu's got their hands in all kinds of nifty little corners.
You're right. You're right, though. They do have some movies that I even remember watching movies that were really hard to find anywhere, and you could find an HD copy on Vudu. It was totally bizarre.
Like, where do you get it at? It's like some crazy guy like in his basement running Vudu. Like, I'm gonna put on all the movies.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, that's cool. Let's go to the next one.
What is next? Oh, I think people know this one. All right, guys, May. So we're going into May. May '88, we had like 7 movies. So it was a good month. May 13th, '88, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, a.k.a. Carrie versus Jason.
I've got the poster up. What is where is this from, Charles?
That is the Japanese poster.
Okay. Their posters are always wild, and they always like to put all of the violence on the poster.
Yeah. As you guys saw recently from our Frightmare HQ Japanese poster.
Exactly. I love that poster, by the way, Charles. It's friggin' amazing.
It's not my life. I'm going to get that tattooed on my back, the whole thing.
Well, it was a good job.
And
7, you can get that if you're a patron subscriber, or a Patreon.
Patreon subscriber, we're gonna give that away. So our Patreon people, if you're out there, we're gonna give it away. And I'm actually gonna put in a couple copies in our charity auction too, and me and Loyd are gonna sign them and give them lipstick on them.
Ooh, awesome! That's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, Part 7. You know, in my opinion, it was one of the better installments, in my opinion, because, I mean, there was actually a fair effort on this one to try and create an original story, which we hadn't seen too much up until then. It definitely seemed more like a professional product than some of the other ones that had come out. You know, I enjoyed it. You know, I know, the director had a tough time not getting an X rating for it because he had to resubmit it like 10 times to get an R rating.
And that was Buechler, right?
Yeah, Buechler. He's largely known for makeup effects, guys. Buechler did, he worked on Reanimator and From Beyond, and he actually did stuff in Elm Street 4 too, like the Freddy Soul Chest. So that's kind of what he was known for. First thing he directed, though, he wrote and directed Troll in '86. So,
yep. And what was it? Monster in the Basement or
something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember.
He also did effects on Prison, which we talked about last week. And because he did effects on Prison, it's one of the reasons why Kane Hodder got the role as Jason, because he remembered him from that and thought he'd be good to go for the role. So. And Kate will even tell you, he attributes it a lot to working on Prison to getting the Jason role. So all that stuff happens,
Me You Fools just told us Cellar Dweller is Buechler's best direction effort. So yeah, Cellar Dweller. But
Dweller.
Friday the 13th, Part 7. I think Kane really made that movie.
Yeah.
His portrayal of Jason was like nothing we'd ever seen before. Even though I love Ted White's portrayal in Part 4, Kane just he took it to a new level. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, Kane did. Kane really animated that role in a way we hadn't seen, and despite it being Part 7, he brought new life into the character. So really cool.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
What else can we say about Friday the 13th Part 7?
Guys,
Everybody knows that movie.
Yeah, everybody knows that movie. And all the Friday the 13th are streaming on Prime right now, I believe, or most of them. So get out there and watch them up.
There you go. Part 7 also has William Butler in it, an upcoming guest at Texas Frightmare Weekend. So,
yep.
I would be remiss not to mention that.
Got to mention Billy Butler, who we talked to a few weeks ago. Great guy.
One of the best. Cool dude.
It's so much. So much people don't realize Billy did. Great guy to look into.
Yep. He is somewhat prolific.
Yep. If you haven't seen that episode where we interviewed him, guys, go back and check it out. It's really great.
Really good. Really good.
All
right.
Oh, you got a good one, Lloyd. You got a good one, Lloyd.
This is a good one, yeah. May 13th, 1988 saw the release of William Lustig's Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop. And everybody forgets...
Maniac Cop.
Everybody forgets that Bruce Campbell was in this.
Man, this movie had a great cast. Tom Atkins, you got Richard Roundtree in this movie. Come on. This is fantastic. Do it to it.
One of the first horror conventions that I ever went to was Fangoria's Weekend of Horrors in Chicago. And Robert Zadar was a guest there. And my table was set up right next. I was a DVD vendor, and I was selling DVDs, of course. And and
what you did as a DVD vendor? You sold DVDs.
So my table was set up right next to Kane Hodder's, and when I say right next to it, I mean it was just right there. There was no room in between, nothing. So I got to know Kane really well that weekend, and then Robert Zadar kind of popped over for a little bit, and I couldn't believe I was looking at this guy, right in front of my face. It was just like, wow, that's Robert Zadar, and he was telling Kane that he needed to get in touch with the Weinsteins because they're looking for people, and it was a crazy experience. So, but you're right. You had Robert Zadar, you had William Smith, Tom Atkins, Bruce Campbell, Lorraine Landon. Yep. It was a cool film. I really like Maniac Cop a lot.
Yeah, Maniac Cop's great. I mean. Directed by William Lustig, and Lustig's actually the nephew of boxer Jake LaMotta, who Raging Bull's based on, and Jake LaMotta actually has a cameo in Maniac Cop too. So,
there you go.
Which is funny. It's kind of a funny thing. Of course, written by Larry Cohen, who we've mentioned him a lot. It's Alive, the stuff. Love Larry Cohen on here. If you guys want to watch some early Larry Cohen, Cohen got started by directing blaxploitation films. So he did like Bone, Black Caesar, and Hell Up in Harlem, which are great movies from the 70s. Not horror, but they're fun.
I've got the poster up. What is that? Is that Maniac Aranyor? Maniac.
That's the Turkish poster, which is a great poster.
Yeah. It looks a lot like the American poster too. Yeah, similar design they used across all the posters. There wasn't a lot of variants of it. I like this one though. I don't know, something about the colors in it weren't as dark in my opinion, and I kind of liked this one. Directed by Bill Lustig, who runs Blue Underground, the Blu-ray label now, and also directed Maniac, which is one of the top films in my opinion. One of them, definitely on my top 10 list. Yeah,
Maniac's great. I could imagine if Maniac Cop had Tom Savini doing effects like he did in Maniac, then it would have been bonkers. So
That would have been great. I would have loved to have seen that.
yeah, it's really good. I know I also heard before that some of the pickup shots were shot by Sam Raimi on this too, for some scenes.
Really?
Yeah.
I
He
could see
came in
that.
to shoot some stuff. Yeah, some stuff he came in to help like do some shots that were off location or something. So, all interesting stuff. Everybody kind of worked together. So Maniac Cop though, guy, it's great. This is you can watch this on YouTube for YouTube Vudu. I think it's like $4 streaming. The only US release of this, guys, was from Synopsis Films, and it's really hard to find, but Arrow actually has a region-free UK import you can pick up for like $25 on Blu-ray, which is pretty good.
There you go.
So,
Me You Fools.
Maniac Cop.
Me You Fools says, for the life of me, I cannot remember Tom Atkins in Maniac Cop. He was a lot younger then.
Well, I mean, it was like years after he did a lot of other stuff too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's kind of a big deal in that one. Just tells me you guys got to go watch Maniac Cop again.
You got to watch it
Am I
again.
right?
That's a great flick.
But definitely a great cult horror action flick. Really holds up today. It's really relevant at times like now. When you have public retaliation against police officers. It's kind of like it kind of plays a current card. So
what do you like better, Maniac Cop or Psycho Cop?
oh God, Lloyd. I'm just kidding, Lloyd. I like Psycho Cop.
You know what? The Psycho Cop movies are fun, though. I don't know if they came out around the same time or not. I just can't remember.
89 was the first Psycho Cop, so a year after. I don't know if Psycho Cop's gonna make our 89 list, but we'll see. It may. Who knows?
I just remember those were playing back in the day. They were playing on like Showtime or something on cable. The Psycho Cop movies, and I remember catching them there.
They're not as good as Maniac Cop, but yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Well, you gotta go ahead.
80s horror is a nice balance of it's either not good or it's not good, and that makes it good. So it's kind of a hard balance. But we trudge that line. Oh, this is one of my movies, guys. Hope you guys are ready.
I love this movie. And
You've seen this one?
I have seen this one, and I love this movie.
Yes, Lloyd.
This is a Japanese flick.
Yes. May 14th, 1988, guys. Movie called Evil Dead Trap.
Oh, yeah.
By Shora Okita. I got a trailer for this, and this movie is lots of fun. I mean, really, it's this small fetus-like creature attacks this TV crew. It's the only way I can describe it. You got to watch the movie. It's interesting. Roll the trailer.
I think we should roll the trailer first and let people
Roll
get
it.
an idea of what's going on. All right,
Roll
one
it.
second.
How many people we got watching? But
All right, and we're back.
hey, guys, did you watch Evil Dead Trap?
Yeah. What did you think of that?
This is such a great movie, guys. Never been released on Blu-ray. Never. I wish it had. There's a DVD that came out 20 years ago, and you can still pick it up for like $20. It's about the only way you can watch this movie. I mean, really,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. Of course, Japanese horror. It's always out there. I mean, really, the plot's kind of like this TV host gets wind of this like snuff film that was shot at this factory, and she goes there, and then a bunch of murders happen, and there's a weird fetus thing, and it's kind of hard to explain. But it was directed by Toshihiro Akita, who was really, really big in Japan. I mean, he did a lot of movies, not as many that I like this, but there was other Evil Dead traps. There were some sequels that were made too. I think he did the third one, Evil Dead Trap 3, something like that. I've never seen that one, so maybe I'll watch
I haven't
it.
seen any of them but this first one, and but it's great. I love it.
Beautiful score on it too. Beautiful score on it. And I wanted you guys to see a trailer for this so much that I made that trailer myself. So
Yeah.
because there's no trailer that really exists. Yeah, there's one trailer, and it's literally at like sub beta quality. That's pretty much what it was at. So
yeah. Or me
made my own trailer for
said
you
that
guys.
somebody sent them a VHS back in the 90s, and that's how I first saw it. It wasn't.
Nice.
I don't think it was in the 90s. I think it was maybe 2000, early 2000s. Somebody gave me a videotape, introduced me to this film, and I've loved it ever since. Great flick. Go check it out. Highly recommended.
Man. Guys, I got to tell you, snatch up a DVD of it. It's $20 for a DVD, but I'm kind of surprised there's still DVDs floating around because it's been out of print for a long time. And I think it's because it's kind of so obscure. I don't think a lot of people hunt it out. I think once they do, there's not going to be many of them.
Yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem that everybody needs to get in on.
And so is the next one that you've got, too.
The next one is criminally underknown. I mean,
so badly unknown.
and you guys tell us in the comments section if you've ever heard of this film. Because
Please tell us. I want to know.
I don't know very many people that do know this movie. It came out May 16th, 1988. Sandor Stern directed this, and it's called Pin. P-I-N. And it is fantastic.
It's an amazing film. It's a beautiful film.
Everything is great about this movie. The story is great. The acting is great. It is super freaking creepy. And it's so good. I mean, I can't tell you how good Pin is. But it's basically a story about a guy that has a... oh, God, how can I say this without giving it away? Okay, I'm going to read the synopsis. Isolated by his strange parents, Leon finds solace in an imaginary friend, which happens to be an anatomy doll from his father's doctor's office. Unfortunately, the doll begins to take over Leon's life and his sister's life as well. Richard says he's heard of it, but he's never seen it.
Let me tell you guys, this movie is probably one of the hardest movies to find. I'm going to tell you guys that, all right? I don't think it's ever been streamed anywhere. There isn't a Blu-ray. I know Anchor Bay had a DVD that's long gone. I think the DVD runs $100-$150 if you find one, something like that. It's almost worth it to pay $100 for it. It really is.
Dude, I'm so in love with Pin.
Yeah.
I could almost recommend somebody pay that much for it because it's so good.
And you guys know me. If something costs more than like $25, I'm like, don't buy that movie. But I'm not saying Pin is worth the investment into a DVD. It really is if you can find it.
It's so great. I mean, To me, it's got that creepy puppet might be alive feel, like from Magic with Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of thing going on, but it's also a pretty intellectual film too. It's great, man. It's great, and
It's great. And it's got
it's
Terry O'Quinn's in it.
criminally underknown. What was that?
Great cast, though. No, I'm saying great cast. I mean, you got Terry O'Quinn and David Hewlett in it.
Yep.
David Hewlett was in Cube, and David Hewlett still acts. He was in Shape of Water a few years ago. He popped up in that. So, like Lloyd saying, criminally underrated film. Should be out there. This is one that I think we need to hound Arrow Video to do a release of.
Oh.
Really.
I don't know. Arrow would definitely do it justice. But the movie needs to come out. I have no idea why. It's so hard to find. I have no idea why nobody knows about it. I rented this in high school on videotape, I think, and watched it. And I go back to it every now and then and watch this movie just because it's one of my all-time favorites. And it should be on everybody's list. Everybody. I can't tell you how
this is the top of the list.
Yep.
It's top of the list, guys. I'm going to recommend you guys start hunting it now because you never know what you find on eBay. You may run across a copy for a decent price. And even if you have to, buy a VHS and buy a VHS player, watch Penn. I don't care. Do
Whatever you got to do, man. Check out Penn. Can't say it enough. Are you getting any? I'm not seeing YouTube on my end. Is anybody on YouTube talking about it?
We got a few people here talking about it. Stephen Burt said he's never seen of it. Matt said that he thinks he saw it a few years ago. Matt Orsman. Todd Lewis hasn't heard of Penn either. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people haven't seen it. It's a great one, guys. I mean, it's great.
John Estrada is following us now. Thank you, John.
Hey, John Estrada.
All right. Well, I mean, I could sit here and pontificate and talk about this movie Penn.
Pontificate. My name's Lloyd, and I pontificate. I'm pontificating.
Pontificating.
Let me get my giant pen to pontificate.
Yes. Well, I don't have a giant pen, but wow, that is a giant pen, Charles. What the hell?
I don't know what my giant pen. All right, guys. So I'm whipping out another good one here for you guys. All right. We're rolling May 20th. We're still in the Mays, guys. We haven't left May yet. But May 20th, 88, we got a movie about an axe murderer terrorizing a small North California mountain community. It's called Edge of the Axe.
Oh, yeah. Jose Larraz.
Jose Larraz. Edge of the Axe didn't have a huge release, but big thanks to Arrow Video for unearthing this delicious little gem and bringing it forth to us. It reminds me a little bit of the movie Pieces. It was kind of a Spanish-American production, so it's like a blend of an American slasher and like getting hit in the face with some Euro horror style. It's like boom, boom, like that.
Yeah, it definitely has a Euro style. You got some weird computer stuff going on in it. I don't know what that was all about, but it's crazy and it's fun, and I love Larraz. I'm a huge fan of vampires.
So Vampires. House That Vanished, 73. I really like that one. Stigma, I think, was 79 or 80. I like that one a lot, too. Todd Lewis, you haven't heard of this either. Well, today I'm going to give away an Arrow Video copy of Edge of the Axe.
Thank you, Arrow Video.
Arrow Video has sponsored our giveaway today. So I'm going to give this away at some point during the show. And how I'm going to give this away is, I don't know, at some point I'm going to say the phrase magic word.
Listen closely.
At some point I'm going to say the phrase, type the magic word, and the first person to type Edge of the Axe is going to win it.
All right. I love it.
That's easy. But it's going to be at some point. I'm going to just randomly throw it out there at some point.
But not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. It's coming between now and 3 hours from now.
Scooby D says the mask looks like a ripoff of Jason. Yeah, and Michael Myers. So, I mean, It is, everybody was trying to capitalize on the slasher craze. Even still in 1988, everybody was trying to make a slasher movie. So that's basically the result of that.
Yeah, and I'm going to put it right here so everybody can, know what's going on there.
Richard Nettleton, you can only choose one, Evil Dead Trap or Pin. Which do you watch? Both, dude. I'm sorry, but I can't choose between those two. They're both fantastic movies.
Oh, yeah, I'm not choosing between Evil Dead Trap or Pin.
No, it's not happening.
You're going to watch them both back to back. That's a back-to-back that needs to happen. Needs to happen. Todd said, leave it to Arrow to come through again. That is right, guys, because Arrow Video brings us the movies that we can never get.
Yep.
Thank you, Arrow.
I'm such a big LaRaz fan that I'd actually been looking for some kind of way to watch Edge of the Axe for years, and then they finally put it out. Arrow did, and
finally,
answered my prayers. So super happy about that one.
It was like a sign from God. Oh, Arrow Video. All right, guys. All right, we're rolling. We're rolling on here, Lloyd. I think you've got one. What you got, Lloyd?
All right, I'm up next. John
Bless
Huff.
you, Lloyd. Huff-a-Duff.
John Huff-a-Duff. May 20th.
Huff-a-Duff.
1988. We're just now getting to the end of May, guys.
Woo! It's hot mayonnaise, guys. Woo!
But we've got a very cool one starring Rod Steiger and Yvonne DiCarlo called American Gothic.
American Gothic. What a fun, weird movie. Of course, play on the 1930 painting by Grant Wood, but I like Rod Steiger a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
He's nuts. What do you think of it?
This movie is kind of nuts, but I love Yvonne DiCarlo in this movie. Lily Munster herself is in this.
Yeah, so great in that.
She is, and this was a movie that I had on VHS for the longest time, and I think I bought a Blu-ray recently. Didn't somebody put a Blu-ray out?
Shout Factory did a few years ago, and you can still get one. It's I think it's out of print, but you can still pick one up for like $30. It's still floating around.
Yeah. Well, let's see. This movie, I'm going to read the synopsis. A group of travelers make an emergency landing on an island in the Pacific Northwest after their seaplane malfunctioned and stumble across an isolated and psychopathic family.
It's a good way to describe it.
It really is. That's really what happens in this movie, and the psychopathic family goes crazy and the fun ensues.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. It's got a nice kind of original story to it. Of course, we said acting's good. You got Rod Steiger and Yvonne DiCarlo are great in it. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend checking it out. It's not streaming anywhere though. I tried to look this one up to see if it was maybe on somewhere you guys could watch it, but it's not streaming. So you're gonna have to kind of seek out that Blu-ray. I'd recommend kind of seeking out that Blu-ray because if we know anything about Shout Factory, when it goes out of print, it just goes up in price. So,
yep, and then they're gone.
Then they're gone. John Huff, did a lot of fun stuff. We'll mention him a lot more, 70s, but he did like Twins of Evil, Watcher in the Woods in the 80s. I think he did Legend of Hell House too, 74, 73. I can't remember off the top of my head, but somewhere around there. Lots of fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoy American Gothic. And I'm kind of with you. I would always, when I was a kid, I would always know I hit the horror section because this was the first movie in the A's in my video store's horror section. Was American Gothic. So I would always see it peeking around the corner with a little pitchfork. I'd be like, "Oh, horror section!
There's horror.
There it is.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. Here I come. Hey,
awesome.
That's how I live my life." All right, guys. So we're gonna jump on because man, we got a lot of movies, guys, here today. I could talk about some of these for a long time. But we got another one here, and this is mine.
Yeah, you're up next with this one.
All right, guys. May 27th, 88. Can anybody tell me what this is by the synopsis? Aliens come to Earth who look like clowns. and terrorize a small town. What do you guys think it is?
Recently
Could it
also
be?
released by Arrow Video.
Recently also released by Arrow Video. Could it be about killer clowns from somewhere? Where are they from?
From
Lloyd?
outer space. I just put up the
From outer space.
Yeah, I put up the cover, the Arrow cover there. Great cover too.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say about Killer Clowns from Outer Space? I mean, it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is such a great movie. I mean, really, it is so crazy. It's just like one of those movies that you always had to watch it. You know, it's just, and even now, if this movie's on, I'm going to watch this movie continuously. I'm going to love Killer Clowns from Outer Space because it's just nuts. This is a nuts movie.
I don't know why, but I missed. I was a latecomer to Killer Clowns for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, if it was just my video store locally didn't have a copy or what, but it was crazy.
It's just one of those movies. I watched it super young, and I could not stop watching this movie. And you know, it's Arrow Video really brought out a fantastic copy of this movie. They really did. It's just one of those movies, you know, which is also going to be our second giveaway today, guys. Boom! Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer
Woo-hoo.
Clowns.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
The effects were amazing. The clowns were the scariest clowns I've ever seen in my life.
Rubber effects.
And
Rubber effect. There's a lot of rubber in that movie. It's crazy.
Yep, and the Chiodo brothers are. What can you say about those guys? They're amazing all the way around.
Yeah, they're always, you know, they're such interesting characters, you know.
Yeah.
I think only the Chiodo brothers could have made Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't know if anybody else could have had the. Oh, it's hard to describe. Like the way they mend comedy and horror. It's like it's just fun. It's just fun. Yeah, I mean. If you guys, Chiodo Brothers kind of around a lot. I mean, they did effects for Critters. I know that. But one thing I remember from them is the weird claymation sequence from Pee-wee's Big Adventure of Large Marge, because that was the Chiodo Brothers. That terrifies me.
That's just so obviously their work, though. It's almost they've almost got like an eye, kind of like Tim Burton, you know.
Yeah.
And they've got their very own distinctive looks, you know.
I really wish that they would have done more work with Tim Burton. Just say that. I think it would have worked good. But Large Marge, guys, that whole creepy claymation sequence is them, and you can totally see it's them. But love it. Love Killer Clowns. So later on today, it's going to be our second giveaway. It's going to be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's going to be towards the end of the show. I'm going to put this somewhere over here. There it goes. That's a good place for it for right now. I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, Killer Clowns, I watched it again young. I had it on VHS, and it was just worn out. Yeah, it was filmed at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk for some of it. It was filmed in Watsonville, California. It's a U.S. movie. It's so obviously U.S. movie. Fantastic score by John Masseri. It's a great movie. It's definitely I think it's one everybody has seen. And it's also, I think it's infamous because the Chiodo Brothers have been trying to make a sequel for like 20 years or something to it. So
have they really?
Yeah.
Well, it's terrible that nobody has, picked them up on that.
See, this is why I need to win the lottery, because I would finance all these movies if I were doing it. $100 million for Killer Clowns 2. What a big budget movie.
Well, that's a bummer. I would love to see it.
Yeah, it was, the original title was just Killer Clowns. I know they added From Outer Space because they were afraid people were going to think it was a slasher film, which it wasn't. So, because there was this thing in the 80s that, people like slashers. And if you didn't make a slasher,
that's so true.
People would get mad. Also, a fun tidbit is it was Christopher Titus's first movie. He went on to be the known comedian. I don't think he's around much anymore, but
Yeah,
he was
I haven't
kind of
seen him very much.
yeah. Killer Klowns, though. What can you say?
There you go, Killer Klowns. Coming up next, June 10th, 1988, Gary Sherman directed Poltergeist III. What do you think of that, Charles?
Poltergeist 3. Okay. I can't necessarily say Poltergeist 3 is a good movie. I can start off by saying that. Now, Poltergeist 3 does have a great cast in it, because I love Tom Skerritt, and I think I told Tom Skerritt enough times that I loved him when he did Frightmare. He probably got tired of talking. So,
Creepy Charles.
hey, same thing with Nancy Allen, who my wife told Nancy Allen that I was in love with her, which I guess I kind of am. So it's like, all right, fine. But you put Nancy Allen and Tom Skerritt in a movie, I don't care what it is. It could be them throwing pies at a trash can for 90 minutes, and I'd be like, heck yeah, it's my kind of movie.
I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. Of course, poor Heather O'Rourke died before this movie came out. A few months before this came out, she died. Septic shock for stenosis of the intestine. So I don't know. It's really sad. Very sad.
It was super sad.
It's Poltergeist 3. It's streaming on Prime. So I mean, I definitely recommend, if you haven't watched it, I'll watch it. It's a fun watch. It's just, it lingers over so much missing, from the first two. Jerry Goldsmith left. He didn't do the score anymore. They got a decent guy doing the score, John Renzetti, who he won an Oscar for Buddy Holly's story. He's pretty good, but it's not Jerry Goldsmith. And then, of course, Julian Beck died, so Nathan Davis took over as Kane, and he was not as good at that role as Julian Beck was. Just a lot of stuff working against it. Nobody from the original cast wanted to return except for Heather O'Rourke, really. So it's just kind of a lot working against it,
Yeah, Me You Fools also says Poltergeist 3 was a victim of Heather O'Rourke's death. It would have been so much better, and the original ending was so much better if she'd been able to do the reshoots. I really like the end titles track.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Renzetti's actually pretty good composer, guys. I mean, like I said, he won an Oscar for Buddy Holly, but he also did score for Frankenhooker and Child's Play. So I mean, he got around there. It's not that it's necessarily a horror movie, but like he's saying, if they could have finished it, if Julian Beck could have still been in it, because he would have been in it if he passed away, I think it would have been a lot better. So.
Yeah. All right. The next one's really something that's got a little bit of a cult following.
Another one that's one of my favorites too. June 17th, 88. A wax museum owner uses his horror exhibits to unleash evils on the world. It is Waxworks. Waxworks. What a great movie Waxworks is. It's so much fun because it almost plays like a mini anthology in a movie. It's just, there's so much going on in that. It's so much fun. Written, directed by Anthony Hitchcock. That was his first movie. I like a lot about this. I love Zach Galligan in it. He's great in it. The effects in it are fun. It plays on some stuff that we were familiar with, but it kind of gives new light into a lot of it, new designs. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like it a lot too. I remember David Warner. Was it David Warner that was in this?
Yeah, David Warner was in this. David Warner and Deborah Foreman. Yeah, David Warner was in this.
Okay, yeah, that's I don't know. I like the film, and you're right. I totally agree. It feels like a anthology flick.
Yeah, it feels like an anthology flick. David Warner's great. You brought him up. He's still alive. He I don't know how he's doing, but he'd be a great person to meet. But we all know him from one of my favorite movies he did was with Malcolm McDowell, Time After Time, '79. Such a great movie. And Tron, of course, he was in. But Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think a lot of people have seen Waxworks, and I just have to, tip my hat and, say that I appreciate Waxworks. I love this movie. I even like the sequels a lot. It's just, I don't know what it is. I like Waxworks. It's just something I like. It's a lot of fun.
Remind me, the lead male, what's his name from Gremlins? He was in
Zach Galligan.
He was in this, right?
Yeah, Zach Galligan was in this. Zach was in this, and Deborah Foreman was in this. She was in April Fool's Day. So, good cast. Great effects. Great little mini stories in there. All works really well. So yeah, I mean, I assume everybody's seen this one. If you haven't, no fault to you if you haven't seen it. It's one to check out. It's not streaming anywhere, but I was gonna mention that this is another one I'd recommend everybody buying, because it's Lionsgate brought out a double set with this and Waxworks 2, and it was like 2016. It's getting scarce. It's also out of print, but you can still pick them up for like $20. And I'd recommend getting one, just because I think this is going to be one in like a couple years. We're going to be like, oh, it's like $80 now or $90 now.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys don't know, I mean, it's partially inspired by a really old German film called Waxworks, 1924 silent film.
And that Blu-ray was released on the Vestron label too. That Vestron,
Vestron
Classics or something like that, whatever it is.
Vestron Classic Series, yeah. That's I think that's the only way you could ever get this on Blu-ray. I don't think it was ever a standalone release, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was this double feature that they brought out.
I'm trying to remember something. The other day, they announced that Vestron is releasing something else, some really cool ones. I ordered them, it's blanking me right now. And man, they're like $12.98 on pre-order at Target, which is crazy because they're like, usually those Vestron releases are like $35 out the gate.
$12 on Target? I'm going Target hunting.
Yeah, I got to remember what it was. I made the pre-order the other day, but there are a couple of really cool titles that I know everybody's going to want.
Yeah,
I'll remember it before we get off here.
I'll look at it. Maybe we can find some and give some away. Who knows?
All right, so let's go to July 8th, 1988.
Nobody's seen.
Nah, nobody's seen this movie. Don Coscarelli directed Phantasm II.
Phantasm II.
This summer, the ball is back.
The ball is back. Let me tell you guys, I grabbed the trailer for this because there was a phenomenal German trailer for Phantasm 2. And it's just, I don't know how to explain the trailer, but it's just a fun trailer. It's just, I don't know, something about trailers in German are just fun. I don't know what it is.
Well, let's go ahead and roll it. Here we go.
Das Böse war zurückgekehrt.
Das Böse.
Sogar in unseren Träumen.
Das Böse.
Es verfolgte uns Tag und Nacht.
Du glaubst wohl immer noch, du kommst in den Himmel, wenn du sterben wirst. Aber auch du wirst zu uns kommen.
Das Böse. Das Böse.
Es passiert nicht wirklich. Wir wachen gleich auf. Es ist nur ein Traum. Ja, es ist nur ein Traum.
Nein, das ist es nicht.
Eine böse Überraschung nach der anderen. Auch.
All right, there's the trailer.
Das Böse.
Das Böse 2.
Just over and over again. I'm just like, this is makes me just want to watch it in German. I really do. What can you say about it, though? I mean,
Stephen Burt just summoned El Diablo. We have our first El Diablo summoning. Yeah, thank you for
our first El Diablo summoning.
That was
Guys,
awesome.
Thank you.
It was so cool to see
summoning.
that. Thank you, Stephen Burt.
We haven't seen it live yet, Stephen. We appreciate it.
Yep, it came right up, and it you can put your own message on this. So it says Stephen Burt just summoned El Diablo, and then you can put your own message in there. So
you guys can interrupt us at any time. You can interrupt us anytime with El Diablo. So if you see a movie you like, interrupt us with El Diablo. If you want us to talk about a movie more, interrupt us. El Diablo.
We don't care, man.
We don't care.
Anytime you want.
Throw us up there. Cool. Maybe not when we're interviewing guests, but
yeah, exactly. All right, so Phantasm II. Let's get back to that. Fun movie, man. The only bummer about that is they didn't bring Michael. What's his name? That played Jody, or was it Jody? Or
you talking about Michael Baldwin?
Yeah, Michael Baldwin. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm bad with names. If you guys haven't noticed yet.
They didn't bring back that there fella because he's gonna scare the hell out of you.
He's gonna scare the hell out of you.
He gonna scare the hell out of you.
That feller that played that feller. What's his name?
That feller there. Yeah, they brought in James the Gross to play Mike, which I don't know why.
Well, I've heard Don talk about it before, and basically, he says that he wanted to bring back Michael Baldwin, but the studio wanted someone else, and it was either the studio is either you let us bring in who we want to play him, or there's no movie. So that's what I've always heard. So that kind of sucks.
That does kind of suck. Regardless of that as an oversight, I like all the Phantasm movies. I like them all. I love these. This is another one hard to find, guys. You can still get a DVD cheap, but the Blu-ray's hard to find. There's that awesome Phantasm Spear collection out there, which is like $150, $200 on eBay now, which I have yet to see because apparently me and Loyd appear in the special features on it. So,
yeah, we do. We do.
That's why I've yet to see it. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, it's fun and kind of funny because, they had to redo some of the young Mike scenes at the beginning because he was old now. So most of them were shot from behind, and actually one of his body doubles was Lori Loughlin. So
Gotcha. Me You Fool says Universal wanted a working actor, and they told Coscarelli he could have Baldwin or Reggie, but not both. So that sounds about right.
Well, then they realized that nobody wanted that. Then they let him do what he wanted. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think we all know kind of Phantasm. Phantasm's great. As you can tell by the awesome trailer, Das Böse. I like it.
I wonder what the German title was for that movie. They didn't really tell us.
Das Böse. They told you 12 times, Loyd. Not enough to remember, though.
I thought they were just talking about Das Böse.
Actually, I don't actually know if that was the title of the movie or not.
I wonder if that means the balls.
Loyd's Das Böse. What's it called, Loyd? Das Böse.
Phantasm II.
Das
the ball
Böse.
is back. Somebody says that Das Böse means the evil. Okay. I liked thinking that it was the balls. I think that was a much better title in German.
It was called Das Böse, so the evil. Maybe Phantasm doesn't translate. I assume there's no German word for Phantasm, so
yeah, it's got to be something else, something crazy.
Apparently in Netherlands it was called Die Nacht van de Lavenden Doder, which stands for the New Night of the Living Dead. So there's that title.
Wow. Okay. Whatever works for them.
Whatever works. Whatever works. All right, guys. We're rolling on here because we only got 6 hours to go. So,
all right, we'll kind of speed these up a little bit. Even though this next one's really cool, I love it.
we'll do our best. I got nowhere to be, but here with Loyd, I still got my cookies. So
There you go.
excuse me. Oh man, guys, July 29th, 88. We've got a movie by a man named George Romero about a quadriplegic who is trained. Monkey helps him with his paralysis until the monkey begins to develop feelings for him and rage. And a movie called Monkeyshines.
Monkeyshines. I love this movie. I think it's a
Did
great
that monkey have the shinnin? Is that what that movie's about?
He had the shinnin.
He had the shinnin. Did he talk to Tony?
I can't remember the name of the monkey. What was the name of the monkey in the movie? It was a female, I can't even remember the name, but I love this movie. I saw it in the theater when it first came out. And looking back on this year, this was a busy year for films. So
Man, it's
crazy. I can't believe I packed this many films into 1 year, You
just lived there, Loyd.
Yep, I just lived there. But Monkeyshines is a really well-made film. It shows what George Romero could do beyond a zombie film.
Very much so.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a big hit, But that's the breaks. That's what happens.
Yeah, Monkeyshines was based on a book, a British novel, and the service monkey's name was Ella in it. Loyd, that was the name.
That's
Ella.
Right, Ella.
But yeah, it lost a lot of money. This movie lost quite a big chunk of money for Orion Pictures. So kind of sad because it really is a great movie. Really well directed. It's got a nice eerie atmosphere throughout it. Like it's always a little unsettling with what you're watching. Just little stuff, it's fun. I love Romero. Romero had so much talent and was never given some of the breaks he needed. So
yeah, this movie that did really, I think that's what he was trying to do though. And I don't know this for sure, but I think that's what he was trying to prove is that he could do more than zombies. And he was masterful in this film and in directing it, and it was so good. And my butt was in the theater day one on this one, so I loved it.
Yep, I agree with you. Anything Romero, we love Romero here. Monkeyshines is great, and again, following the trend, this is another out of print one from Shout Factory, but you can pick it up for about $35-$40. Or you can rent it on Amazon. Amazon has it for rent for like $4. I think if you have Cinemax, it's on Cinemax. Last I checked.
Gotcha.
All right.
Next up, August 5th, 1988. Chuck Russell directed this film, which is a remake of a classic film called The Blob. Oh yeah. I love The Blob. It's good stuff.
I love The Blob too. Blob is such a great remake. Not even a great remake. This is a phenomenal remake. This is I don't know what to say about this movie. It's just the acting in the movie is not the best, but you throw that aside, this movie is it's just so great. The effects in it, the design of making something original out of The Blob, which is kind of hard because it's The Blob. You really have one thing to do. But there's some great death scenes in it. Another one I watched a lot when I was younger,
Yeah. Same here. Good acting. We've got Shawnee Smith in this film. Yeah. Good acting, yeah. But yeah, there is some cheesy acting in this. Some cheesy
acting. Shawnee Smith's really great in it.
She is.
But she's about the only one who's really great in it. She's adorable at that time, and she's really great in that role. So,
the effects were kind of groundbreaking at the time. We hadn't really seen anything quite like the effects that were in The Blob.
They're terrifying too. They're so
they
great.
Are terrifying, yeah. And so this is one of the rare remakes that actually did a great job of remaking a classic. So you can't say that about all remakes, right? I mean, there's only a few out there that you can say that about, and The Blob is definitely one.
Yeah, and you mentioned the effects. The effects are great, but they were done by Tony Gardner, and Tony Gardner is so well known. He's done so much, even up to like Zombieland. He did Zombieland, Addams Family, some of the Chucky movies. But what's funny about The Blob is, like, I watched a documentary about The Blob, and when they initially storyboarded The Blob, the effects were going to be kind of minimal. There wasn't going to be a whole lot to it. And by the time they finished with rewrites and some info from him, they ended up with a crew of 33 people doing effects on it. So,
oh my god!
So definitely a flip, and it shows. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Now, Bill Moseley is in this movie, and I have never been able to spot him. He is listed as Soldier Number 2 in Sewer. So every time I've ever watched this, I've tried to find him, and I've never been able to.
I'll take a screenshot of it because I know where he is.
Okay.
I know where he is. But there's a lot of people in this. I mean, you've got Jeffrey Dumont is in this.
Yep.
Candy Clark appears in this too. Of course, Jeffrey Dumont we know from Walking Dead. He got real big on that. Green Mile he was great in, but this is one, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this in a while, run out and watch it. Chuck Russell, like we mentioned, he did Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which we talked about before. Mm-hmm. Kind of never got a big break, but definitely recommend getting it. There's Blu-rays out there from both Shot Factory and Twilight Time. So definitely one to add to your collection, guys. I might watch this after our show because I really want to watch this again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a really fun movie.
Really fun. All right, so next one, directed by Rennie Harlan. We mentioned previously with Prison. We all know Rennie Harlan, but he directed a sequel to a movie about a guy with knives with fingers called Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Okay, so I gave you
Dream Master.
I gave you a video for this. It could be our new song. I gave you a video for this. We have to watch the video. I'm not even going to explain the video. Just we're going to run the video for it.
Okay, here it goes.
It's a promotional video.
All right.
Ho, 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 ho. It's a Merry Media Home Entertainment Christmas celebration. And my little video elves at Media tell me they've got a heartwarming...
No way, reindeer breath. Your history. Nightmare 4 hits video this December. And you know what that means? It means the Christmas party this year is in my house. Freddy's back with the ultimate holiday party tape. But hey, what's a party without some tunes?
Snoozing and dreaming. Cruisers on the corner of Elsa scheming. Today, wake up and listen to this. Because the flames of Freddy Krueger's hands will
Surprise! I got the holiday spirit. Yes, Virginia, there is a Sandy Claus.
He has no mercy. No one sleeps. Get ready. Your wildest dreams will come true. How sweet, fresh meat. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The Dream Master.
Order date, December 7th. National release date, December 21st. If you don't want your stocking filled with you-know-what, you'll stock up now on A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Because I'm dreaming of a green Christmas for you.
Oh, boy. Freddy, you done gone crazy.
I think we should just end the show after that. That's pretty much it. That's it,
that
guys.
kind of describes the 80s in a nutshell. Just everything was just crazy and coke fueled and off the wall as it could be.
I'm Santa Claus Freddy. Look at this, guys. That's a stocking.
Rent the video. It's coming up. Is there more cocaine around here?
Yeah, you guys see Freddy's cocaine? It's over there. Buy my gloves. Bring it.
Oh my God.
That's so great.
I think that's enough for Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Everybody knows Nightmare on Elm Street 4, but that video trailer, and you said you had to cut that down too, right?
Oh, guys, go seek that out. It's on YouTube. That's actually like 5, 6. So it's long. It's really long. I had to cut it down. It goes on. There's a whole part in there where he's hawking posters. Like he's like, and if you're a video store owner, I got a light box. It's like, what the heck is going on?
Buy some Freddy crap.
Yeah, he even mentions the TV show. He like a TV set appears. He goes, I got my own TV show called Freddy's Nightmares. I'm like,
my God. That's hilarious.
What's going on?
I got to watch this video.
Okay. But I watched that when he's hawking that stuff. I'm like, man, I wish I could have that stuff because it's probably worth a lot of money. Maybe I'll put an order in. See if they get back to me.
I have some video store stuff from Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I'd have to dig it out, but I have one that was like a little standee like this, and it was Freddy, and there's fire all behind him, and it has like an entry form on it, and it's like enter to win some Freddy crap, you know. And I have that around here somewhere.
You see this pen? It's Freddy's pen. It's gonna be for you.
There was so much stuff, man. So much memorabilia that you could buy back then. And I actually got ripped off. I bought some stuff from like a Freddy Fangoria magazine. Had something where you ordered a shirt and a poster or something. And I got so ripped off. They never sent any of that crap.
My God.
Yeah, welcome to the 80s.
I mean, what I think was so funny back then with Freddy, like, which you don't see today with horror movies, is they had toys marketed to kids for Freddy Krueger. It's like, come on.
Yeah, they did. They had.
Mommy, I want Freddy Krueger cereal with marshmallows. I want it. He's spooky. He likes little kids like me. He gonna scare the hell out of me, Mama.
Well, that was a big debate back then. They were all like, well, should there be Freddy Krueger toys because he's a child murderer? Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Josette said, I got Freddy cereal, Freddy stickers, Freddy tattoos. I got it all. If I don't got it, I'll make it for you. I don't care. Just send me $26 in an envelope.
I need more cocaine.
You know how much money it costs to keep me this high? I was over here with Stephen King. He scared the hell out of me. I got no more cocaine.
Oh, my God.
There's cocaine everywhere.
Every time I earn money, it just goes right into cocaine.
It looked like Christmas, just like Santa Claus. You guys just saw it was snowing. Me and Stephen King were sledding.
We put on our snowshoes. There was so much cocaine.
We put on our snowshoes and we made cocaine angels like this. Woo!
Katie DeCito, I want to thank you for following us. Thank you, Katie.
What's up, Katie? Thank you, Katie. I have a feeling Stephen King went with a bag of cocaine over his shoulder like a tooth fairy, like, hey, guys, look what I got. You haven't seen some cocaine like this?
I just remember when we had John Carpenter at the show a few years ago, and we were doing the Christine panel or something, and somebody asked what was it like working with Stephen King on Christine, and his answer was like, well, he was so coked out. He was out of his mind on cocaine during that time. And I was like, do you remember him saying that?
Yeah, he was just going off about, he didn't know where he was or what he was doing. He was so high on cocaine.
That was the greatest thing about John Carpenter was he would just say whatever he wanted. There was no filter for that guy.
Well, Toby Hooper would do that too. People would ask him about a movie, and he'd go, well, be honest with you, I don't remember making that movie because I was so high on cocaine. I don't remember making that movie. said that about Life Force. He was like, I don't remember making that movie. Somebody showed it to me years later, and I was like, I made that movie. I don't remember it.
Yeah. Yep, I made that movie. All right.
Oh my God, there's enough cocaine in out for the day. We've got a cocaine fill, guys.
Yep, there's the cocaine jokes. Speaking of cocaine, August 26, 1988, we saw Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers.
Because they ran out of cocaine.
They ran out of cocaine. This had Bruce Springsteen's little sister in it.
Oh, I wonder how she got that role.
You know, you gave me I'm going to put this up, but you sent me looks like a newspaper ad, but it's for the original Sleepaway Camp.
I think I sent you the wrong one.
Yeah, you might have, but
let's show it anyway. All right, guys. So instead of watching Sleepaway Camp 2, you're gonna watch Sleepaway Camp 1.
Yeah, watch Sleepaway Camp. That is a cool newspaper ad. I was going through some junk the other day, and I found newspaper ads for Hellraiser and Evil Dead 2 that I cut out when I was a kid when those came out. And I've still got them. So if anybody wants to buy those, email me. I'll sell them for $1 million.
And I saved a poster for Sleepaway Camp 2. Well, not $1 million. If you got a sack full of cocaine from Stephen King, we'll trade you.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
I have this in a folder, and I think I just subconsciously was like, nope, we're doing Sleepaway Camp, the first one. Like, nope.
No, that's fine. Sleepaway Camp 2 was fun. It was kind of at that point, I think slasher films were kind of making fun of themselves.
They had to. It was comical at that point, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna ask. I need somebody to bring me something to drink. I need a beer. So maybe my wife is watching and she'll bring me a beer. But I'm starting to get a dry throat. So
I drank all my beer and all my water. All I've got is cookies. So yeah, I'm not familiar. So I've seen Sleepaway Camp 2, guys. It's a fun watch. I'm not super familiar with it though, so there's not a lot of like knowledge I can lay on you guys about it. I don't know much about the director. Mm-hmm. I don't know much about who wrote it. I know the guy who wrote it, I think, wrote 2 and 3 Sleepaway Camp. I don't know much about him. I don't know much about the making of this movie. I just know it exists, guys. And that's what I can tell you is it exists. It's a fun watch. Felissa Rose was originally going to do this, but she didn't like the script, I think she had said. And she didn't like the comedic one-liners and stuff. So
there's my wife. She's got me a beer. Thank you, honey. I love you.
Love you too, sugar butt.
So all I know is that Sleepaway Camp 2, she had a backpack on, and Freddy's glove was in there, and
yeah, a rip-off
mask, and
like a really horrible knockoff mask.
Yeah, and like the tagline was like, "Look out, Freddy! Watch out, Jason! Here comes Angela," or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I've seen this. I think it's not bad. You know, this one is also, it's like impossible to find. It's streaming on Prime, so watch it on Prime. But I laugh at this one because there's an out of print Shot Factory Blu-ray. It's like $150. I don't know who buys this crap, guys.
Yeah,
this crap. But from there, I don't have a lot I can throw at you guys. I wish I could, but I don't know anything about the director. I don't know anything about the cast, really. They done anything else. It's a movie that's pretty good. Sleepaway Camp's fun to watch in order. Watch them all. Do it.
Well, they are fun. Sleepaway Camp 2 is a fun movie. It's a fun little slasher flick. And, you know, it's not going to win any awards or anything, but you could waste your time in worse ways.
Yeah. Definitely worse movies you can watch than Sleepaway Camp 2. A lot worse.
Exactly. And I like it. I think it's interesting that Bruce Springsteen's little sister is Angela in this movie, so I think that's cool. That's somebody that everybody's tried to get Pam Springsteen to a convention, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. That I think. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, when your brother's Bruce Springsteen, you don't really care.
Right. You don't care about going to a convention, and
I mean, If my brother was Bruce Springsteen, I'd probably play Angela in this movie too. I'd be me, like, hey guys, it's me, Angela.
Yeah.
You like my hair?
Ooh.
All right, guys. I'm moving on to something really good.
All right, do it. Do it, Charles. Do it. Do it. Do it.
This is a fantastic movie about movies. All right, guys. What we have here in September, we made it to September, guys. We got a great movie by Kevin Tenney. September 9th, 88. Teenagers party at an abandoned funeral parlor Halloween night. Evil forces awaken. It is Night of the Demons.
Yeah. This is a classic flick, I think.
Oh, Night of the Demons is so fun. It's such a great movie. Streaming on Prime right now too. So I think we need to do a Frightmare screening of Night of the Demons soon. Really do, guys. Really do.
I gotta agree with you. That's a good movie. It's fun. You've got Bela Lugosi's dead. The guy that did that did some of the music. So it's a fun flick, and it's got a good cult following too.
It's so great. It's so great. And real quick, I just saw that it is Travis D's 34th birthday watching the show. So happy birthday.
What?
D.
You
Travis
gotta pull
D.
up some applause for that one.
Travis D. It is Travis D's birthday today. And then I'm gonna sing It's Travis.
Woo! Happy birthday, Travis.
Happy birthday, Mr. Travis. All right.
Well, happy birthday, Travis.
Yeah, happy birthday, Travis. Thanks for spending it with us. Yeah, I mean, such great one-liners. Do you guys have sour balls? Just like, I have a poster. I gave you a great poster for it. It's a fantastic Italian poster. I've actually been looking for this poster for since way back when we had most of the cast at Frightmare. I still haven't been able to find one. So
okay, it's up now. La Notte dei Demoni.
That's a great poster. I want that poster.
That is a very cool poster. She's got a Freddy glove on.
I've seen, yeah, she's got an interesting glove on. I've seen one of these for sale, and they wanted $600 for it. So,
oh my lord!
I was like, I'm good, I'm solid. Great poster though. I have a thing for oversized Italian posters. They're beautiful artwork.
Yeah, they're giant, and the paper that they're on is usually pretty thin. So man, it is hard to find. Yeah, so it's hard to find them in great condition.
Yeah, it's like the one I have here of Army of Darkness is almost in mint, which is really rare because that paper on that's like a napkin from McDonald's. It really is.
Yeah.
When I was trying to frame that, I was like,
an Italian Demons poster, and it's the same way. I had it professionally framed just because I didn't want it sitting around and getting torn up.
Yeah, I had that one professionally framed too, and I had to drive it home on the roof of my car.
I remember you telling me about that.
It's so big. Night of the Demons is great though. I mean, Kevin Tenney, I love this movie. It's always fun to watch. Some creepy effects in it. Great score. The score's fantastic. Yeah, I mean I've got the score on vinyl. It's really great. They released it a few years ago. It's an awesome.
And Kevin Tenney is such a good dude too. Just so nice, down to earth. We had him at the show and a few years ago, and then we've had I've had interactions with him, here and there since then, and he's just a nice guy.
Yeah, I still talk to him off and on because we're friends on Facebook. So it's like randomly he'll just comment on stuff, like it's funny.
Meredith just tipped us. Thank you, Meredith. We appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, guys. We appreciate the tips, guys. Really appreciate it, Meredith. Don't forget, for $6.66, you can summon El Diablo.
Absolutely, and you can do that from YouTube and Twitch. So,
yep. Yeah, Night of the Demons is great, guys. Shout Factory has a fantastic Blu-ray out of it. I mean, I have 2 copies of it. I have the Steelbook, which is actually really cool too. Great movie though. Definitely a watch if you haven't seen it in a long time. I got to watch it in theaters a couple years ago, and it's really cool.
Yep.
What you got, Lloyd?
I don't know what I got, Charles. I got Ken Russell, September 14th, 1988.
Oh, I love this one.
The Lair of the White Worm.
The Lair of the White Worm.
We've got
a trailer.
Trailer, yeah. I think we should go ahead and play that, don't you?
Roll it.
All right. Let me cue that up here. It's on the Vestron Blu-ray that came out of this movie, so maybe they reinserted that or something. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, this director, Ken Russell, was kind of known for his own style. His movies are really similar when you watch them. He did Gothic in '86.
Yep.
He did Altered States, which he was really known for. Altered States. I can't remember what else he did.
Let me interrupt for a second. Aaron Wojcicki super chatted $2. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate that.
Aaron, I love you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Stryker said it looked cheesy like Once Bitten. It looks cheesy, but it's not like Once Bitten. It's actually a pretty well-made movie.
It is, yeah, it is. And I remember when it came out, it was kind of controversial for some reason. I don't remember why, but
you're right. Travis D just said, yeah, it's when the band plays. So yeah, it is the song is in the movie. I don't know why. I was thinking it was only during the end credits, but Travis, you were right. It is when the band plays.
Yeah, the band gets up and plays that they're at a party, and that band is playing that song. And I know it's on the Blu-ray at least, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, Matt mentioned, he did Tommy. That's the other one he did, Tommy.
The Who movie?
Yeah. He directed it. Directed, he's a pinball wizard. Ooh. Can't stop.
My wife actually loves The Who. She loves Baba Yaga. Is that the Baba? The Who? Who?
Who's on first?
Who?
Who, Baba Yaga?
What's that song? Baba something. Baba, I don't know. Anyway, she loves that. It's the Teenage Wasteland song.
Oh, Teenage. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. This is a great one though, guys. If you can pick it up. I'll say it's probably not for everybody, but it's a fun watch. It's like a $4 rental on Amazon, worth the $4 to check it out. Definitely one to add to your knowledge base of horror. It fits in a nice little genre. It's fun. Give it a watch, guys. Really.
It's Baba O'Reilly. Thank you, Bradley. And Argento fan said my wife has class. So yes, she does. She's a classy lady.
She is a solid, classy lady.
She brought me a beer, and all I had to do was just say I would like a beer, and she brought me one. So she's awesome.
That's nice, Lloyd. That's so nice.
That's nice. I like her a lot.
Nice. I like her a lot. I keep her. She's nice.
She's nice.
Where we? I don't even know where we're at anymore,
okay,
guys.
You're up next. You've got.
Guys, I told you this is a long year. It was a long year. Now we've got September 23rd, 88 Cronenberg movie called Dead Ringers.
Dead Ringers.
I struggle to put this on a list because I feel like Dead Ringers kind of tips off horror a little bit, but it's a Cronenberg movie. It's a body horror movie, kind of. So it goes in the list. So we're doing it.
Yeah, I love Cronenberg. This movie's weird, man. Completely weird, but I love Cronenberg. I love Cronenberg, so...
Yeah, you love Cronenberg.
But I would say this is probably one of my least favorite Cronenberg films.
A lot of people say that. It's... And I tell everybody who watches it, I drop it in here because it's Cronenberg. It's more of a psychological drama thriller movie. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where it is. But anything you hear mentioned about body horror, Dead Ringers on it. I included it on my Body Horrors 101 too because it's a Cronenberg movie, and it's one of those, if you don't include it, you're going to get backlash from people. So
yeah. Well, it is horrific. There's horror stuff going on in this movie, so
there is. Yeah, it's got some stuff going on there. Jeremy Irons is great in this. I'll give you guys that. He plays twins in this who are gynecologists. So that's the best way to sum up the movie. That's the whole summary, guys. There's twins who are gynecologists, and they get into some mischief. All right.
Well, that's all you really need to know.
Yeah. It's actually, again, based on a book, which a lot of movies in this year are based on book. There's a book called Twins that this is based on. Music was done by Howard Shore. It's got a great score. Howard Shore, we've already mentioned a lot on this series because he did a lot of 80s Cronenberg stuff. I mean, he was Cronenberg's 80s guy. He did all of Cronenberg stuff. I tell everybody, okay, if you're a Cronenberg fan and you haven't seen Dead Ringers, give it a watch. It's fun. If you're in the mood for something that's not 100% horror, it's like a psychological think movie, give Dead Ringers a shot. Go for it.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Cronenberg and you're trying to start Cronenberg, don't start with Dead Ringers.
Don't start with, yeah.
It's like one of the last ones. Don't start that. There. It's streaming on Prime, though, guys. I was going to mention it's streaming on Prime, so you got the Prime. Check it out. Give it a watch.
Well, you bring up something important, though. Where do you start with Cronenberg? Do you go back to Rabid or the other one, the Parasite movie?
Okay, so with Cronenberg, I mean, in all honesty, if you can find it, you have to start with a 1970 movie called Crimes of the Future. That was like one of his first movies.
Future, okay.
Yeah. His directorial debut was a movie called Stereo, which I'm not too a fan of, but Crimes of the Future is good. From there, you really have to go into early Connexploitations. You have to watch Shivers, Rabid, The Brood, Scanners. Okay? I mix them up. So you go from there. Then from there, I say watch The Fly, and then go into some more of the serious stuff. So go back, watch Dead Zone, Videodrome, Crash, Existence, and then bring in Dead Ringers. And then from there, you can start with his later stuff, which is completely different. History of Violence, Eastern Promises. So that's your whole list of Cronenberg in a nutshell.
Me You Fool says start with The Fly, perhaps. I would say that's actually a good recommendation because it's probably one of his most accessible films. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I agree. The Fly's a good one to start with. It's most accessible. It's most accessible. I think to get an understanding of Cronenberg and get an understanding of how he turned to what he did in the 80s, really watching those 70s movies gives you that backbone. You can watch him develop from Crimes of the Future to Shivers to Rabid to The Brood. You can really see him continually develop his skills. So that's why they're fun to watch.
Okay, let's go to the next one. James Signorelli, September 30th, 1988.
We know this.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yeah, Elvira. We just watched this about a month ago.
Yeah.
A month ago on our Frightmare. 88 has a lot from my childhood. This is another one I watched over and over again because I told you something about Elvira. It was just tickled my fancy. So
I wonder what about Elvira tickled your fancy.
It tickled my fancy.
What about her though? Wait, because you're like I don't know what it was. I know exactly what it was that tickled your fancy.
Lloyd, you tickle my fancy too. So I watched. All right.
Okay. Well, Elvira, it's a fun flick. This is just a good time.
That's pretty much what it is. It's a good time.
Just a good time. And that's what Elvira is all about, just having a good time. But
it's all the fun of Elvira, all her one-liners, all her funny catchphrases wrapped up. And you got a fun cast in it. Edie McClurg's in it. Lots of people's in it. So it's relatively cheap. There's a fantastic Blu-ray out there. Arrow. Arrow brought out a great Blu-ray of this. I think it's time for our magic word, guys. Magic word.
Magic word. Do it. Who's first? You got to watch YouTube and I'll watch Twitch. What's the magic word? Oh, I got one. Richard Nettleton. Edge of the Axe.
Yep, Richard.
Edge of the Axe. Richard, did you already have that typed in and you were just waiting to hit that return button? That was fast.
Yeah. think he did. He
Well,
barely
good job.
got it. You know, he beat out Todd Lewis by like 3 seconds. So
Yeah, and we had Argento fan on my end, and Edge of the Axe. Meredith was third. So, but cheers to Richardson.
we are super excited. All right, now we still have Killer Klowns to give away. I'll do that in a minute. All right. Yeah, let's move on. Oh, okay, we got a good one here. Recently released, like last week recently.
Exactly.
Released by Arrow Video. 88 movie by Harley Coklas called Dream Demon. One I don't think a lot of people have seen, and hopefully you ordered the Blu-ray of it, because this is another one that was super hard to find for the longest time.
Yep.
What do you think, Lloyd?
Totally worth it. Totally worth checking out. Dream Demon. And I say that because it is kind of a Nightmare on Elm Street-ish type, but it's not. Totally different. It's a good movie, well put together. What do you think, Charles?
I agree. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, and they even say, they kind of got the ideal from Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's got a great story. It's really well developed. The guy who wrote the script on it, Christopher Wicking, did it with Harley Coklas. Wicking was known for doing some stuff with Hammer Horror way back in the day. So I mean, I can't remember exactly. I think he did Scream Again and Cry the Banshee. He wrote those. It's got a pretty good score. It's just a beautiful film. Most of the stuff out of UK has got beautiful scenery, beautiful shots, and I really like this one. I really like this one.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's well worth it. I have not seen the Arrow Blu-ray of it yet, but I'm hoping to soon, and I'm sure it's amazing. So if you're interested, that's a great way. And I don't remember, they might have it on the Arrow video channel on Apple TV too, so I'm not
I think
sure.
they were going to drop it on there. We'll have to check. Harley Coklas didn't do much, guys. Kind of known for this. He was second unit director on Empire Strikes Back, so there's that. But there's actually a really good movie he did in '86, guys. I have to bring up, and I made a note so I'd bring this up. It's a movie called Black Moon Rising. Have you ever seen that one, Lloyd?
Black Moon Rising, wasn't that written by John Carpenter?
Yeah, it was a John Carpenter actually wrote, and it was directed by Harley Coklas. It's a little hokey, but it's really fun movie. It's a fun sci-fi action film. It's got Tommy Lee Jones in it, and I like that movie. So it's something I don't think a lot of people have seen either. So I think if you want a good Harley Coklas day, get yourself Dream Demon and get Black Moon Rising if you can find it. I think it also had Linda Hamilton in it too. So
yep, it did.
That's a good double feature. Yeah, it's a good double feature. Yeah. So we're getting kind of long, guys. So we're going to try to get through here because you guys have been with us for a while now.
We're almost there, though.
We're almost there.
All right. So I'm next. I've got a little cool flick that everybody knows, hopefully. Directed by Stan Winston. October 14th, 1988. It's Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead is great. The creature is friggin' amazing in this movie, which we wouldn't expect anything less from Stan Winston flick. I just put up the poster, and that that poster is crazy because that was actually used for another movie called Breeders. You ever heard of Breeders?
Yeah.
Okay. So Breeders, I don't know if Breeders, when did this come out? Breeders came out in '86. So yeah, I guess they stole that photo.
Yep. That's why I grabbed it, because it's
well, that's a crazy poster, and it's pretty cool. But this is a movie with Lance Henriksen and Tom Woodruff, and it's really good. Lance is fantastic in it, as always. What do you think of Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, I always liked Pumpkinhead. I think I can say that Stan Winston directing was not his forte. I'll give him that. But I know they sent him this because they originally wanted him to do the effects, and he ended up wanting to direct it. So, yeah, I mean, you can tell it's kind of an amateur director. But with all that aside, I like Pumpkinhead. I like the original ideal of it. Mm-hmm. I watch it every now and then, so we can say that. There's some stuff in it I have some problems with. It's definitely, it feels a little cheap in some areas, but I like the I guess I like the mythology behind it, like the story of Pumpkinhead. It's really great. And I was going to mention, so I saved this too. See, I saved that Turkish poster. So not only was that Turkish poster kind of a combo of like other posters, but what's funny is if you translate it, Pumpkinhead in Turkish was Sapik Danyor, which stands for the pervert returns. Kidding you?
What in the hell, man?
I had to check 4 times. I actually had to pull up a press kit that I found online that had the title to make sure that was the right title, and it is. It's the pervert returns.
That's crazy. So, that's the craziest poster. But that, that was a thing for a long time with posters,
Yep. Stawn Winston. Stawn. Yeah, I mean, not a lot. I mean, everybody's kind of seen Pumpkinhead. It's just one of those ones that you see. The fact that he was doing the effects, he kind of let other people do the effects. I think Tom Woodruff Jr. did some effects. A lot of people do. It was like 4 or 5 people who involved in doing the Pumpkinhead suit. Tom wore it. He did the effects and he wore it. So, I guess kind of like the problem I run with Pumpkinhead is I wonder in my head is how much better would have been if Stan Winston would have done the effects and somebody else would have directed it. That's kind of where I go with. That's kind of my idea. But it's a good nostalgic movie. It's great mythology, great character they built up, and always recommend to watch. Even though it's called The Pervert Returns. So, and this is streaming on Shudder. So,
all right. Well, everybody knows this movie, but go check it out anyway. Pumpkinhead. Next up, we've got a little flick that everybody loves. I can't imagine anybody not loving this. This was directed by Tom Holland. Came out November 9th, 1988. Child's Play. We got our first look at Chucky.
I think you skipped one, though. We'll do the next one next.
Oh, did I skip one?
You did. We'll do that one next.
I always do one. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because you were next. But anyway, Child's Play. I've got the poster up. This is the Japanese poster.
Again, great Japanese poster. Always Japanese poster. Great. So colorful. Yeah. Again, I mean, it's Child's Play. I mean, it's such a great story. It's, we saw already, some Devil Doll type stories, but Child's Play kind of took it to the next level. Great pacing in that, how it starts off and you don't know, you don't see Chucky, and that scene with his mom about to throw him in the fire is like one of my favorite scenes in any horror movie. When he finally turned. It's such a great scene.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. Brad Dourif knocked it out of the park with this one. I love the behind the scenes and all of it. When I say behind the scenes, I mean they kind of give you an origin story, of course, in this movie, and it's really awesome that you get that, and you see him before he becomes Chucky. So I love this movie. We know a lot of people love Child's Play because we've had so many other people at the event over the years, Brad Dourif and everybody else involved, and they're always some of the most popular guests at the convention whenever they're there.
Very much so. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, there was a lot of good people involved with, Child's Play. You got great director with Tom Holland. Don Mancini wrote a great script on there. Even the shots were, great use of blacks and, really just, I guess, great shots of like isolation, like really how they capture the characters. And the cinematographer on this was Bill Butler, and Bill Butler was known for the kind of shots you see here, like characters' faces up close and their reactions, because he was a cinematographer for Jaws and for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest as well. So,
oh wow,
yeah, we've got a fantastic cast on this one, and it worked out. I mean, great. Of course, it spawned a lot of sequels. Some not so good, but
yeah.
It's
the only one I didn't like a whole lot, and I'll be honest, was the last one. It didn't work for me. I liked all the other ones. I thought they were great, fun little flicks, but the last one just was, I don't know. But we do have the TV series coming up, and I'm hoping that they stay truer to the original formula.
I don't know. I like some of the Child's Plays. I did not like Seed of Chucky. It was so bad. I wanted to set my TV on fire.
I don't know why, but I liked Seed of Chucky. What was the last one? The many lives of Chucky or some shit like that. I don't know what it was.
I just
Cult of Chucky. Somebody just posted that. Yeah.
And then there was the remake, which I don't want to get into that right now. That's for another day. Okay, we'll get into that for another day.
Okay.
We're going off stream here. Guys.
But it's a classic. We with Child's Play, we saw a cult classic and a classic horror movie character born with Child's Play in Chucky. So he's right up there with Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface, and all of the the classic movie monsters. He's definitely one of them. Chucky was born with this film.
He was born. Chucky was born. All right, guys. So going back one, we only got a few left, guys. We got like 3 left. And these are all known movies, so we're probably going to run through these real quick.
Yep.
But this is one of my favorites. Halloween 4: Return of Michael Myers. I don't know. I like this movie. I love these movies. And I can tell you, growing up, I was always in love with Danielle Harris. Just say that.
Yeah.
Because I was like the same age as her. So it seems like as I grew, I just kept seeing Danielle Harris and everything. And I'd be like, yep, still like her.
Yeah.
Still like her.
And we've got, this Saturday, we've got Kathleen Kinmont, who was in Halloween 4. Cops do it by the book.
Cops do it by the book. But, man, Halloween 4, you got Donald Pleasance back. The Duke of New York. I just like these movies. You got George P. Wilbur as Michael. Danielle Harris is perfect as Jamie. She was such a great little actress, It's just... They tried to build on the Michael Myers story because there was only so much. There was a lot of places you could go. So they really tried. They started backfiring after this with 5. I think 4 is still real enjoyable though. I like watching 4.
Well, I think Halloween 4, and I've got the poster up, by the way. This looks like a French poster. Am I right?
Yeah, that's the French poster for it. Okay. I like that one because it's one of the few that was like hand drawn for it.
The only thing I was going to say is Halloween 4 with people. I mean, because you and I are about 10 years apart in age, and I think that was your generation. I think Halloween 4. A lot of people really loved this film. I think people in my generation were more about the originals.
Yeah.
But Halloween 4 has such a following. Like you said, everybody loves Danielle. So, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. Like you said, when I was young, I saw Halloween 4 before I saw the original Halloween. So
see, that's what I was going to say. I'm sure a lot of guys in your generation probably saw this before they saw the original.
Yeah, because I saw this when I was maybe 6 or 7. And then I saw the original Halloween when I was like 8. So, yeah. Todd Lewis says, yeah, last of the good sequels for me. Yeah. There was some issues with the following sequels. 5 kind of, and then they didn't know where to go with the other ones. So, great movie. Dwight Little directed it. I'm not sure what else we could throw out there, guys. I think a lot of people are familiar. Any movie with Donald Pleasance is going to be somewhat decent. The guy who directed this didn't really do a whole lot more. I know he went on to do some action movies. He did one with Steven Seagal, Marked for Death, I think, but not a whole lot more. I ran through some of his movies last year because I wanted to see what else he did, and I'd seen everything he did that was good. So I was like, well, that's it. I'm done. All right.
When you're ready, go ahead and take the next one because I skipped over you.
No, we're cool. So December, we got a movie here called Fright Night Part 2. Fright Night Part 2, directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, and also with Roddy McDowall and William Ragsdale.
Yes,
so a genuine sequel, guys. We have ourselves a genuine sequel. Tommy Lee Wallace, love him as a director because I like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So,
yeah, you know what? I thought this was a good sequel. I thought it was really good, and it kind of tanked from what I remember. But I don't really know why. I thought it was a good, well done sequel.
Yeah. I thought it was a well done sequel, and I think it played well with the first one. I love Roddy McDowall. I like the story with it. Directors. I like the director. Like I say, he worked closely with Carpenter in Carpenter's early years. I mean, he was like editor on Halloween in the Fog, and I think he worked on Big Trouble in Little China as like second director. So he learned a lot from that. And if you guys ever want to know that the person who is the announcer on the Silver Shamrock commercial is Tommy Lee Wallace, the director. Whenever you hear that is Tommy Lee Wallace. It's almost time,
kids. It's almost time.
It's almost time, kids. Yay, Silver Shamrock. Friday Night Part 2, yeah, it's a great movie. One I haven't seen in a long time because it's another one that's like impossible to get. It really is. It's like impossible to find. The only way you can get it is import a copy from Spain, I think. It's a Spain release.
I recorded a Fright Night 2 off of some cable channel not too long. Well, it was a little while ago, but it was in full HD. So I've actually got a HD recording on my computer. So
that's what's
but it is
weird.
hard to find.
That's what's weird is there is a full on like nice HD copy of it, but it's only like a Spain release. So it's weird. I have no idea why.
I don't remember what channel it was on, but I saw it was on, so I set my recorder up and recorded it. So thank goodness I have a nice, crisp copy of it.
Yeah, I think I last watched it maybe 2 years ago, and it was on something, but it was something that had commercials, so it kept cutting out, and it was not how it should be watched. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Lloyd, last one, guys.
Last one, guys. And this is also the last of another type. This was December 23rd, 1988. Tony Randall was the director. Hellbound, Hellraiser II, the last of the good Hellraiser movies.
Last of the good Hellraiser movies, with kind of not a lot of involvement from Barker on it. A little bit, but,
But this one was well done. Part 3 went kooky with CD Cenobite. CD and Cenobite guy.
I love Hellraiser 2, actually. I mean, I like, Peter Atkins did the screenplay for this. And he wrote 3 too, so don't give that to him. But he also went on to write Wishmaster, which was an interesting story. Then he wrote like 19 Wishmaster movies, and then, yeah.
The first Wishmaster was good, but...
Yeah, then he's like, Wishmaster 27, back in time with the pirates, okay?
In space.
In space. No one could hear you wish. Like, okay.
And, well, and Hellraiser did actually have a Hellraiser in space So
yeah,
what number was that? I can't remember. I remember that being kind of decent, actually.
I started recording a video that we're going to put up at some point that's about the demise of the Hellraiser series. I got a lot of it recorded, but the problem I ran into is I seemed to rant for like 19 minutes about what they did to Hellraiser. So I was like, I got to cut this down.
Got to cut it down, yeah.
Got to cut it down to 5 minutes somehow.
The good news is I did hear that Clive Barker has moved to or get the series back in his ownership.
Yeah, the rights to that movie are like rights hell. So hopefully he gets them back.
I would love to see Clive get it back. I think it'd be fantastic if he were able to do that.
Yeah, and I thought this movie was really well directed. In my opinion, it's kind of surprising because this director did nothing. Like he did a bunch of really crappy crap after this. So
hey, I want to say this: Shaggy and Creep just rated us on Twitch with 92 watchers. Wow! Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
That is awesome.
Thanks, guys. We love doing this with you guys. So appreciate everybody joining in with us. We love jibber jabbering about movies. I know these run a little long, guys, but it's just how it is. When you got movies like years like this, where there's 1,000 movies released, what the hell are we gonna do?
I know. Well, it's great, man. I mean, I don't mind staying on. We've been on 2 hours and 15 minutes now, and
guys, I'll stay on.
Awesome.
We'll do all of 1990s in one show. We'll start at 7 in the morning. Me and Loyd will run till 10 o'clock at night. We'll do 90 through 99.
This raid is pretty awesome, man. We have a lot of people watching us. Make sure you follow us, guys, while you're here. Thank y'all for the raid. Thank y'all for coming over and checking us out. You can go check us out at frightmarehq.com as well and get some more information on us. So welcome to the party, everybody.
Let me give away a copy of Killer Klowns now while we're doing it.
Let's do it. Killer Klowns, if you're just joining us, we're going to give away a copy of Killer Klowns on Blu-ray, courtesy of Arrow Video, and Charles is going to let us know how to win that.
So, to win this movie, I want you guys to, if you're watching this show, tell me the name of the person who directed the Blob remake, the first person.
The Blob remake. We want to know who the director is. So comment now and tell us who directed the Blob remake, and the first one to comment will win this.
I think I got one.
Do you got one? Oh, I got one. If you don't, just now popped up.
There used to be.
One sec. Let's verify the time. So hold on, because our YouTube is kind of slow. Hold on, let me pull this time.
All right.
I got. No, I got mine before yours, like 20 seconds before.
Do it.
Aaron Wachowski.
All right. Congratulations, Aaron. Awesome. So you got that given away. Let's do we want to go ahead and run their honorable mentions?
Let's go ahead and roll the honorable mentions, guys. So we got an honorable mentions video, and you guys are going to see there's a lot of movies in 88 because now we've got an honorable mentions video. They're ones that did not make our list because it's already 30 long. These are some pretty good movies too. So let's roll it.
Here we go. All right, guys, we're back. Honorable mentions. What does everybody think of the honorable mentions of all these flicks?
What do you guys think? Any of your favorites in there? Let us
Rabid
know.
Grannies.
Rabid Granny.
That's a number one. Did you have Zombie 3 on there?
I had Zombie 3 on there.
Okay. We're getting a lot of mentions about all of this stuff. Somebody just said you have Shaggy 2 Dope from ICP and Keegan the Creep in the chat as Shaggy and the Creep Show. Follow them back. Hey, thanks. That's cool.
Cool.
We love Juggalos here.
Yeah.
We absolutely love the Juggalo crew. So I know a lot of Juggalos. We have a lot of Juggalos that attend the convention. So you guys are always welcome here. Follow us. We appreciate it. And howdy to Shaggy 2 Dope.
Yeah, Shaggy.
Whoop, whoop. A lot of Juggalos. We have a lot of Juggalos.
We can bring Shaggy on the show. We can talk about some movies.
Yeah, Shaggy, come on, let's go. Let's do
Come
this. We're in for Shaggy. I am
throw you
definitely
on
down for that.
We'll throw you on here with us. We'll talk about some of your flicks because I've seen those.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, guys, '88 was like a nuts year, guys. I mean, we got freaking Waxworks, we got Phantasm II, we got Hellraiser and Child's Playing, Pumpkinhead and Dream Demon, Elvira and Blob and White Worm and Sleepaway, and we got it all.
We got everything. 1988 was a badass year.
It took us 2.5 hours, but you know what? I made this list for you guys, and I made this list out of love. And there's so many movies I could not have just avoided. So we're doing this. So we gave away a copy of Killer Klowns, and we gave away a copy of Edge of the Axe. So make sure to get us your details on that. And remember, last week we gave away a copy of Creepshow 2 for courtesy of Arrow Video. I still have this because I ain't got the address yet for the person who won it. It's just looking at me like, watch me, Charles. I'm like, I can't because somebody won you. Watch me. I'm like, I can't do it. Put me in, Charles. No. Do it. No. See?
Hey, if you won this, claim it, man. This is a cool disc. You got to get it. We'll ship it right out to you. Just remember, all you got to do is PM us wherever channel you're
Or
on.
the next shows too, guys. I still got more of them here. The next shows. I'm gonna get some more too. Arrow Video is gonna send us some more giveaways courtesy of Arrow Video. That we love Arrow Videos because they love you. We love them. You know how it is.
Absolutely. So we should probably recap what we've got coming up, Charles.
All right, guys.
So you
Thousand
go ahead and
things coming.
start.
All right, guys. So coming up on Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have got who, Lloyd?
We have got Kathleen Kinmont
Kathleen
from Halloween 4, and she's also the bride of Reanimator herself. So tune in this Saturday. Yeah, 2 p.m. CST. And check that out. She'll be on the show with us live. We're looking forward to seeing her. I'm getting a lot of questions about merch. If you're looking for merch, go to frightmarehq.com. We've got our El Diablo t-shirts there. We've got hats, we got mugs, we got t-shirts, we got all kinds of
stuff. El Diablo and with our faces. There's gonna be some more coming down the road too. We if you're a Patreon subscriber of the tier 3, it's $9 a month. All right.
Yep.
So we have our Patreon too. $9 a month. You get a Discord channel with Lloyd and I. So we talk about movies, we jibber jabber. So it's just for us. But you also get our poster. Do you have a copy of that poster we could pull up that I made?
You know what? I don't think I have it right here, but I'll try to bring it up. But it's a cool ass poster, and everybody that signs up, we've already got 50 of these printed. So if you sign up for our tier 3 Patreon, we're gonna make sure everybody gets a copy of this poster this month.
Yeah.
So go ahead and sign up and follow us and get on board, and we'll take care of you there.
Yeah. There's also going to be, well, I guess we'll talk about that one later. But Saturday night, we do our Twitch Prime viewing party with Lloyd and I's beautiful faces doing a commentary on a movie chosen by one of our Twitch people from the week before. So I have no idea what was chosen this week. Do we know?
I don't think we know, but we're going to figure that out. We'll post that up. And we'll figure that out and see what we're going to be posting. But we've also Sunday. Go ahead.
I think somebody said it was going to be Train to Busan, and let me tell you guys,
that's right. Train to Busan.
Here's the kicker: if we do Train to Busan, guys, I'm turning off the damn subtitles, and I'm subtitling the whole movie myself. There's going to be no subtitles. It's going to be Charles titles, the whole movie. I'm doing every role, every character. All right, so that's what's happening. You guys know.
Just gonna turn it off.
Don't come in here want to know about some subtitles, because it's off. It's Charles as every character, all right?
Charles as every character.
I'm gonna have.
And if you guys haven't seen us dance, you've got to check us out dancing. We will dance for you.
I'm a dancing queen. Only 17.
But we only dance for tips. So if you guys tip us, then we're in.
You guys got a dirty dance a couple weeks ago. All right, guys.
Also, Sunday, we've got a special bonus episode that we're going to do with Billy Pond. And Billy is the director of a film that's coming out on Blu-ray July 14th. And the name of the movie is Circus of the Dead. It's a crazy clown movie. So all of our juggalos ought to love this. Make sure you check that out. It's a cool movie. Have you seen it, Charles?
Yeah, like you said, it's a crazy clown movie. Like you said, there's juggalos on here. You guys got to tune in for Billy. I'm thinking I'm going to dress up like a clown for it. I'm thinking about it.
I think you should, man.
I think I
really
am.
think you should.
I think I am. So if you guys want to see me as a clown, I may do it. Papa. Yep.
Papa Corn, played by Bill Oberst.
That sounds like a stripper name, Papa Corn. On the left stage, here comes Papa Corn, popping it like
there goes. Anybody want to see Charles dance? He's doing it now. He's doing it now, baby.
Papa Corn. That's all I got. Wait, I need some music. Hold on. All right. That's all I have to say about that.
We didn't see any booty.
No booty, not for free. I work hard for the money. So that's kind of what's our main theme. And of course, next Wednesday, guys, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, we do 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 12 hours of this year in horror.
We do how many hours it takes to get through that year?
7,000. So this is going to happen, guys. Next week is the end of the 80s. It is 1989. All right?
That's the last of it.
So, after 1989, I'm gonna take all the movies that we went over in the 80s, and I'm gonna do a big poll with everybody who watches this, and I'm gonna release a video that's gonna be the Frightmare HQ top 10 films of the 80s as chosen by you guys. So everybody's gonna choose their favorite, like 3, and I'm gonna do a video knocking them down for you guys. We never see everybody's favorite.
I want to say thank you to Lotus Pod 17 Dead. We just got a 100 bits cheer from Lotus Pod. Thank you, Lotus Pod. You're awesome.
Thank you, Lotus.
Got a lot of follows here. We got Balls D Spartan, Dark Fury Reaper, Bone Daddy 646260, Nanaman TV, Nanaman. He's a Nanaman. Video
like
game
that.
collector. BW1605, a name with 0 numbers. Juggalo Debo.
Debo!
Day One Juggalo, Neilbog Deadbite, Juggalo Painter, Merlin, Ambrosia. Man, just tons of follows. Thank you guys. I can't thank y'all. I mean, it's still going on. The list keeps going. Shaggy and Creep followed us, and I'm assuming that's Shaggy Dude Too Dope, like everybody was saying. So thanks, guys. Cool. We appreciate it. We love our Juggalo fans. You guys are cool folks. Thank you.
Man, appreciate everybody. I mean, you guys are awesome. We love chatting about movies. It's a lot more fun when there's a whole bunch of us. But if Shaggy Two Dope's still on, I would love for him to join us at some point to talk about some of the stuff he's brought out. Because I'll talk about Big Money Hustlers. I'll talk about all kinds of stuff. You know, I'm ready to roll. I'll talk about Big Money Rustlers. I mean, I'll talk about all that. Those are some fun stuff too. No, it's true. Those are some fun movies. Throw them out.
Yeah, they are. Well, this is fantastic. I'm really thankful for the raid tonight. Appreciate you guys for coming in and visiting us. You kind of got us at the end of the show though. We had just finished out our list of some of the greatest films from 1988. But make sure you check us out every week. We're on Wednesdays, and then we do 2 shows on Saturdays. This Sunday we've got a show coming up, and like I said, that's Billy Pond's Circus of the Dead. So make sure you join us for that too.
And Sunday, July 26th, we're doing the Frightmare HQ auction with 20% going to charity for Irving Cares. Lots of really cool stuff. I'm going to have an auction preview up soon, so if you want to see that, it's going to be dropped on Facebook at our Frightmare, and I think we'll put it on the Texas Frightmare webpage too, right, Lloyd?
Yes,
putting
sir.
it on there.
Yeah, we're going to put as much info up for everybody as we can.
Let me tell you guys, there's about 50 items, but these are all autographed items from Frightmare Pass. I mean, lots of good multi-sign stuff. A lot of stuff from people who are deceased. Straight from me and Lloyd's collection. This is stuff pulled directly from our stuff.
From the archives. Yeah, this is the good stuff. You know us, we're collectors. Name a couple of the items that you've got, Charles, because you've got some really cool items on that auction.
Yeah, so I'm doing I have a cast sign Christine poster. It's like an 11 by 14. It's signed by Carpenter. I mean, everybody, the main people of the cast: William Ostrander, Keith Gordon,
Alexander Paul. You're pretty lucky there. I didn't get an Ostrander, William Ostrander. I don't think I got his autograph that whole weekend, but he was the only one that I missed.
He was the only one you missed?
Yep.
Let me see what else here could be good to announce. I got quite a few good things. I've got a Walking Dead 11 by 17 poster that's signed by like 10 people.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good.
That
one's signed.
Norman Reedus on there too, don't you?
Norman Reedus, Scott Wilson's on that one, who's passed away. John Bernthal, Sarah Wayne Callis, and actually Michonne is on that too, who she did not do Frightmare, but I got her at a co-event that I had helped with one of the Dallas Comic-Con ones back in the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I got her on there. So I'm doing that one. So that's a hard one to get because, Scott Wilson is gone.
I do have some Scott Wilson autographs, so.
Yeah, we'll probably put some more of those up. Lots of cool stuff. I got a Phantasm DVD that's signed by Angus Scrimm, Don Coscarelli, and Michael Baldwin that's on there. I got a Human Centipede 8x10 that's signed by Tom Six, Dieter Laser, who passed away, Ashlyn, Ilona Six, and that's the one where Tom Six drew a big butt and an anus on it. So
yeah, he drew an asshole.
Yeah, so if you want that's on there. So there's a lot of items on there. Some good stuff. So
Richard Nettleton wants to know about the Frightmare HQ poster signed by you and I. Yes, we will definitely have one or two of those. I don't know how many we're going to have.
Two of those. So we're going to have two 11 by 17 posters of ours. Really well made posters. Me and Lloyd are going to sign those. And those are starting at $5. So started them low. So you guys bit away.
I still have people that joined us for the raid, and they're asking for our website. I just posted it in the comments section, but it's also, if you want to know, it's frightmarehq.com. That takes you to a page on the Texas Frightmare Weekend website, but that's where we're operating out of right now. So, but there's all kinds of info there. There's a contact. If you have any questions, just hit the contact button. Send us an email. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, and if you're on Facebook, you can also find Texas Frightmare Weekend on there, and you can reach out to us on there too, or join we have a Texas Frightmare Weekend official group page on there too, and we're always chatting on there. So, but all info's on there. We have our Patreons, 3 levels. We're doing giveaways on the third tier. We do giveaways every month. Lots of fun stuff.
We're gonna do a live Patreon stream that's exclusive to Patreon subscribers, so that'll be pretty cool. That's the only place you'll be able to see that one.
That's gonna be soon, I think.
We're kicking around ideas on that live stream. We've got some good ideas for stuff to do. We won't tell you what it is yet, but when we make a decision on exactly what we're gonna do, we'll let you know.
Yep. other than that, guys, I mean, we appreciate everybody joining us. We love you guys. We love that you guys are here with us. This has been a long show. We've been on here for 2.5 hours, and I'm saying that it's because 88 was a crazy years, but we're wrapping up 80s next week. So we got 89 on Wednesday. Then we're moving into the 70s, guys. So we're gonna do 70s. Lloyd wanted 70s action. So we're getting the 70s. So I'm gonna get a giant pervert mustache. I'm gonna be ready for the 70s. Hamburger meat's gonna be out. I'm ready.
And we're going back in time. Instead of going into the 90s, we're going back to the 70s. So
going back
you want
to
to
the
tune in for that.
Yeah. And then we'll go to the 90s, guys. Some people were asking why we didn't do the 90s first. I don't know, to be honest with you. We just went to the 70s. It's just kind of what happened. I don't have a clear answer for you.
For everybody that's new here tonight, Charles likes to do panty raids. So we got panty raids coming up if y'all are interested.
Panty raids, lose your panties.
And you will just have to tune in for the panty raid to find out what it is.
Well, everybody's panties right here, Lloyd. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh shit, your poster just fell.
See what happens when you go for panties?
That's exactly right. That was awesome, man. All right, guys. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We had a great time. There are so many people watching us right now, and we want to thank you very much for that. It means a lot to us. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, make sure you tune in with us. Again, next time we'll be back on. The next show is Saturday, 2 p.m. Central.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. So,
yep.
You guys,
all right, guys. Thank you for joining Frightmare HQ. My name is Lloyd Cryer, and I am here today with...
I am Carlos Blueberry III.
All right, Carlos Blueberry. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.